Ernie.
And today we're going to be talking to you guys about why we moved to Atlanta from California.
Yes, and before we made a decision to move to Atlanta, we had three options on where we would like to move. It was out of California, Las Vegas, and Atlanta. And we ended up taking a trip to Atlanta, and it felt more like home on that trip.
And we basically liked what we saw, the people, and we ended up in different areas, like getting food and things like that. So we did explore a little bit and seeing the difference between down south and north.
Of Atlanta.
Yeah.
And being out here for that trip, talk to different people, see different things, like she said, driving around to different places, seeing different homes, apartments. It just felt like it was a good fit for us and what we wanted to do with our lives moving forward.
And once we got back to Cali, we settled on the decision of moving out here. So we had already been saving because we knew that moving was something that we wanted to do.
Yeah.
So we had started saving in January. We went on the trip in March. And then we also left and moved out here in March.
All of them in like a 2 or 3 week span of the trip to moving out here. We definitely knew that we wanted to move. We wasn't quite sure if we wanted to stay in Cali, move to the state over, or just move completely to another state and start fresh, start over, and really do it ourselves.
And we took moving out here and saving the money to get here
very serious. A lot of discipline.
Yeah.
A lot of discipline. I've never been so disciplined in my life. But that was something we both wanted and both agreed upon, with saving the money to be able to get out here in the time that we did.
And also, most people our age, they have like help getting themselves their first apartment, moving cross country. We wanted to do it all by ourselves.
All by ourselves. We literally did it all by ourselves. From just everything, you guys. From coming on the trip to apartment hunting, looking at different apartments, talking to different people who already live in the state that we're planning on moving to. Actually watching a couple different YouTube videos and other couples or people moving down south. So we learned a lot in a short amount of time.
Yeah, and I feel like it was important for us to do it all by ourselves. Yes. Because we can't really say that such and such or so and so helped us. And we know different things moving forward.
Yes, definitely different things. So how did we do it? Let's get into how we did it.
The trip?
Yeah, from the trip was a key factor in us making this decision. Saving the money also was very big. Want to get into which area? Are we talking about area?
Oh yeah, the area we basically were looking for I think we was looking for our hotel, and we ended up in a different area than the hotel, but mind you, we didn't know how far we was, where we was even at. We just ended up over here.
But this area right here is actually only about 20, 30, maybe 40 minutes from the hotel that we stayed at. And how we ended up over here was we're already going to view an apartment in this area, not this particular one, but an apartment in this area that really, we came and visit. Really didn't feel like it fit us. It didn't really feel like home.
We wanted to look at it because the apartments out here and the apartments in California, the whole setup and layout of it out here is completely different. We don't have the leasing office on site. Like, it's not set up like that.
So everything was different, and being able to come and just take a tour whenever you want, it's also a plus. That's amazing. So being at the first apartment that we wanted to go view, seeing it, it was nice, but it just did not feel like home. It didn't feel like it really fit us. So we didn't think that was a place that we can call home.
And we didn't choose the first thing that we saw.
No.
It wasn't, and we were low on time because our trip was not that long. It was only like a day.
2 days. I think it's a day, and then we got blessed with it being an extra day and a half. So we came a day and a half early. So it was like 2 days.
Yeah.
2 days. We had a lot of ground to cover in those 2 days.
Because it's like you don't really have time if you already working in another state to take off work again to come back here. So we had to make it work with what we had.
And we did. We definitely did. Like I said, the first apartment that we viewed, nice, didn't really feel at home, didn't fit us as a couple.
And it felt cramped, like it was
they put a lot into that one apartment, and it just didn't feel right. Now leaving that one, I think we had viewed some by the hotel, but somehow we ended up with this area too, because just looking on apartments.com, this area has some very nice apartments that's actually affordable for our budget. So leaving that first one that we did not like, I think we was either going to get some food or going back to the hotel, and we had the GPS on the connected to the Bluetooth to the car, and still somehow I made a wrong turn. But as I made that wrong turn, it was another apartment that we spotted, and Tanaja pointed at the apartment like, hey, go over here. Almost killed us turning into that place. But turned in, and leasing office was actually open at the time, and we asked to go. We can get an apartment tour. And the crazy thing about this apartment tour is the apartment tour that we went on when I made that wrong turn is actually the apartment that we moved into.
It just, everything just felt right. Like,
super right.
Even like out here, they take you on a little golf cart up to the apartment. It felt like
when we first walked into that door, and he was talking to us, asking questions about, you know, last time it's been renovated, or previous people who lived here, how they liked it, reviews, everything felt good about this apartment. And he let us, was walking it, talking to each other about, you know, little things. Oh, maybe this can go here. We just have to move here. This can go here. This will be our room. And as we're looking at the whole place, and we're seeing the different amenities that this apartment complex offered, we both looked at each other and we're just like, this is it. This is the one.
You know.
This fits us. Coming in the door, it felt like home. And then also, we viewed 2 apartments in this complex. So we viewed the one that we live in now, and there's another one probably around somewhere in this building. And that one was the same exact layout as this one, but did not give us that same feeling.
But you know how they have one apartment on the right side and one on the left? They showed us one on the left and
side.
That one didn't feel right.
It was odd.
Yeah.
It was odd, so that one didn't really feel too like home like this one did. This one just, it warmed, I don't know about for her, but it warmed my heart walking in here. And then we both looked at each other. We pretty much read each other's minds like, yeah, this is the one for us.
And after we viewed it, we just found out everything we needed to do in order to get the apartment. Like I said, we didn't really have much time.
Knowledge. We didn't get much time or any true knowledge about, first of all, moving across country.
And a lot of people don't give you advice. They kind of want you to figure it out on your own.
And also, we want to figure it out too. And that's what we did. But we have very little knowledge on the moving process or how to even get an apartment. Deposits,
credit,
everything. So we got all the information that we needed. I think we applied while we were here, right?
Yeah, we was
while we were here. It was like fate almost. It felt super organic, super real. It was like fate.
And it's crazy because we had the money with us already for the deposit.
We bought it just in case because we knew that we was on a short time frame to come on this trip and view apartments. So we made the responsible decision to just bring the funds with us in case we did run into something that we liked, and that's what ended up happening. The day that we viewed the apartment, started the application process to get the ball rolling of being able to have this apartment.
I would rather us had picked this one rather than kept looking on apartments.com because what they put on there is not always accurate or exactly how it looks and all that. This one we actually stood in it, we walked around, and we asked them.
Envisioned it, talked to each other, envisioned it. Like, you know, this can go here, that goes here. I can envision you cooking in the kitchen. So little things like that made it feel very organic and helped our decision.
And when we got back to California, we basically...
The decision was final for us.
It was...
So now it was just time to let family know that, you know, we made a decision to come to Atlanta.
Did we already have our moving date? I think we did.
Not that I recall. I don't think we had a moving date.
Our trip was on the 21st, and I think we
Matter
had to
of
move in April 1st.
Yeah.
So,
we already had a
we
moving
did.
date. So
Time was crunch.
Her mom previously already knew that, we was more leaning towards Atlanta. I had already told my parents, but I didn't think they thought that it'd happen as fast.
I don't think anybody thought it was
going
to happen
as fast as it did from us telling them we might want to leave at one point and then go on a trip coming back to California and letting them know, like, you know what, we're going to leave a lot sooner than we even anticipated on leaving. But it's all in God's timing, and everything worked out.
And I feel like everybody, it slapped everybody in the face,
including
because
us.
They were expecting to have time to spend, even my dad's side of the family, I didn't get to spend time with them until a few days before we was leaving.
Yeah.
So I literally had to tell them, I leave in 2 days, and nobody, had time to process it.
I wasn't really able to see a lot of my family either from when we came back from the trip to California to leaving. I didn't get to really spend time with too many other people either, and I didn't get to see my dad before I left because he was out of town working, so I didn't get to see him before I left. So it was tough to leave, but we also knew that it was something that we had to do.
And it wasn't like we was like, we gotta move now, we gotta move down. No, it was basically our job in California, what was going on. We just felt like, since we don't really have much going on in California as older people would, then we don't really have nothing holding us there.
To be able to have this opportunity that presented itself.
And the opportunity we had out here was way better than what we were dealing with in California. So that's why we had everything was so crunched in time.
So crunched. It was a short time frame from the 2-day trip to going back to California and really packing up, leaving everything behind in a matter of 2 weeks. And we're in California, still working our job in California, on the phone constantly with our leasing consultant from out here, calling us constantly, letting us know what we had to bring or what documents they needed us to email or fax over. So we was doing all that from another state to get prepared to move to another state.
We did it all in California for the apartment out here. We didn't really do it face to face.
No.
When we came out here is when we just had to pick up our keys and sign the lease, and that was it.
That's it. And how we got out here is even more, what's the word I'm looking for? Crazy. We flew out here for our trip, but actually moving out here, we drove, you guys. We drove cross country from California to Atlanta.
I didn't want to do it.
Was 32 hours. You did want to do it.
I didn't want to drive.
She didn't want to drive, but she definitely made sure there was no rest stops. No rest. We got to keep going because we got to get what we got to get.
First of all, I didn't want to drive. I'm I just forget the car.
On top of driving, she drove her personal vehicle and I drove mine. So we drove 2 different cars to get out here. So I think on that drive out, we made 2 stops, 1 or 2. We made one in New Mexico. We stopped, rested up. We drove straight through Texas in 1 day, straight through Texas, and that drive was about 12 hours to drive straight through Texas, because Texas is the biggest state in the U.S. 12 hours to get through Texas. And I think we was going to take a rest in Mississippi or Louisiana.
It was at the end of Texas.
The end of Texas, we was going to take a rest. She was not having it. I'm super tired. She's not having it. If we drive again, just straight through. I think the next time we did stop at a hotel was when we actually made it to Georgia.
I mean, I didn't want to stop because it's if you have a 32-hour drive.
Yeah, that's a long drive.
And you see on the time you got 24 hours left, why am I going to sit here and sleep for hours?
At that point, it wasn't 24 hours. It was about,
it seemed
once we made it past Texas, it was about 11 or 12, maybe 14 more hours out of Texas.
but
to get here.
Nobody wants to take all these breaks and then think later like, dang, all them breaks I just took, I could have been there already.
Yeah,
I didn't want to do that.
It wasn't even a break, you guys. It was more like if we stopped at a rest stop for more than 10, 15 minutes, she wasn't having it.
I was
it's
ready
like,
to
no,
go.
we got road to cover. Let's go.
Because if you in
Let's
Texas,
go.
you still gotta go through Louisiana.
But we didn't stop in Texas,
like,
though.
that's too much.
We didn't stop in Texas at all. We just drove straight through Texas.
Yeah, we was struggling though.
I would never drive that. I will never drive cross country again, you guys. No, I would not drive cross country. But for us, that's something that we had to do. You know, we had to take that drive cross country to get all our stuff over. We came here with nothing.
No furniture.
No furniture.
hand-me-downs,
no nothing. No U-Haul. It was just our 2 cars to come out. We fit our whole life in 2 cars.
And also, we had, within our saving, we had to calculate how much money we were going to spend on gas. Because we didn't know.
Food, you know, just small things like that to keep us alive on the road. So.
Yeah, I mean, the drive was interesting, though, because we got to see certain things that we never got to see before.
Speaking of the drive, we got lost for like an hour and a half. We got lost for like an hour and a half, ended up getting on the wrong freeway. And getting
we
lost.
was going to Big Bear.
So instead of, on the way like the Big Bear from the parish Las Vegas, we're supposed to be on top of, what is it? On top of the road?
On top of the state?
Oh, yeah, my bad. We're supposed to be on top of the state. We ended up almost going the bottom.
Yeah.
So we was lost and confused.
And that's an extra 2 hours on top of the 32 hours.
So we was like lost and confused for a good hour, and then I finally got us pointed back in the right direction. So that road trip, very interesting. Very interesting. Learned a lot about myself on that trip. Being able to drive 32 hours. And probably, people think Texas was the hardest thing to drive through. Texas wasn't that hard. Arizona was the one. Palm Springs to Arizona. The heat wave through that states right there, man, was unbelievable.
It was cool though. It's just I ain't doing that again. Now I see why people do the things that they do when they move in cross country.
Get the U-Haul or really most sell all their stuff to come start fresh.
Yeah.
You know? But for us,
we had to be smart about it. We had a certain amount of money, and that had to go towards everything.
Also, it had to put the money to get the apartment, get us out here, and help us survive until we started work. And luckily, we were blessed enough to come out here to a job.
Yeah.
But you know, that didn't start till a couple weeks after we already made it out here. So we had to be able to stretch all of that till we started working. You know, once you start working, sometimes it takes another week or 2 before you acquire, you know, your first check or whatever the case may be with that.
And you gotta think about a U-Haul. That's a lot more money in gas.
Yeah.
Plus, it's like, who was gonna drive that? We both have a car. We just had to wait.
Have car. You know, we both had things that we had to grab initially, and even still, we left things in California.
I'm still upset
we left
about
things
that.
in California. But I would also say the good thing about us driving out was the fact that we didn't come out here with much. And I'll say much, I mean as far as like furniture or things like that.
Toilet paper, we have nothing.
That would have us have to get a U-Haul. So for us to be able to come out here and just start completely fresh and then, you know, buy our own furniture,
we had to start
freshly
fresh with
new,
everything.
was also an experience for us too. Being that, you know, we from the whole, in California, we didn't have our own place. You know, we still live with our parents. So to come out here to our first place and do everything on our own, have to furnish, and people know just do everything on our own. It's eye-opening. It's a learning experience. But I love the fact to be able to do it out here.
And also, when you have your first apartment, you don't know what you might need, like, as far as important things.
Like, we didn't know anything.
So that's why it was also important that we weighed everything out as far as money, because when we did get here, we had enough money to buy.
We had enough money to actually survive us those 2 weeks until we started work. Like we had enough, and our job was nowhere close when we first came out here to where we were. We were doing an hour drive every day there and back from our work to where we moved to.
And also, we worked at the same job. We also worked at the same job in Cali.
Worked the same job in Cali. Came out here and worked the same job for like a month, and then afterwards we parted ways with the working together thing. But that's definitely helped our relationship. Still tight and beautiful as ever. But for me to be doing my new job and for her to be doing hers is just, it's amazing. And since we've been out here, like I honestly said, ATL, Georgia has been nothing but blessings. Nothing but blessings, man.
Yeah, we like it, but of course you still think about other people, your friends and stuff like that. Because we don't know anybody out here. We haven't even met anybody out here yet.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we've been out here a while, but there's no rush for that because we know that we got to get things set here first within ourselves and job, money-wise.
Yeah, because most people, when they move, they think about having fun and partying.
No,
there's no time for that.
There's no time for that, especially if you did like us and come here with nothing. And you got to build yourself back up to be able to do what you want to do. So right now it's just more focusing on ourselves, focusing on our goals, and then time will come when people can come over.
Yeah, I feel like we were very mature about it for our age, and a lot of people really didn't expect that.
Yeah.
I think that also they don't really know what goes on or our journey of it and what we went through. They just see what's going on now.
Yeah, this is going on now. You know,
'cause it was a learning.
It was a learning experience from Cali to ATL.
And then sometimes we notice like certain things they don't do in Cali, they do it here, and vice versa. Like
the biggest difference for me so far has definitely been the food.
Yeah, y'all don't have no In-N-Out.
We have the same food, but it's just named different, except for In-N-Out. We have In-N-Out in Cali. There's no In-N-Out out here. But our Rallies is their Checkers. Our Carl's Jr. is their Hardee's. I think I'm missing one more, but it's been a transition. Especially, also another big thing that was big for us when we first came was the time difference. Being on Pacific time in California on the West Coast to the Eastern time zone on the East Coast, which is a 3-hour difference. That took some adjusting.
And I know people might wonder, like, did we miss our family when we came?
Of course, but that's why. Missing family-wise, it hit me a little different because I was able to see everybody except my dad. You know, I didn't get to see him before I left, or my sister who was away in college herself. Before I left, I got to see a few people, but I would say I got to see the ones who was most important to me. I got to see them, except my dad. I didn't see my dad, but everybody else, I got to see the ones that really meant something to me. How did you feel?
I mean, I did go to the party at my dad's house where everybody was there, but you was there.
Yeah.
The only thing with that is people don't come. Not everybody comes to every family event
thing, and not even be really knowing what's going on.
Yeah, or what
the
you
last
might
time
miss.
You might see that person because we were leaving really soon.
It was 2 days after that.
Yeah.
And they don't. Everybody is kind of spread out doing their own thing. So a lot of them did not get to see me before I left. A lot of them didn't even know. They had to find out.
Yeah, that too. We didn't really tell.
They wasn't there.
We told immediate family, but we didn't really tell like everybody what we was doing because we also felt like this was something that best fit us and what we needed to do to better ourselves as a couple or even individually. So this is something that we needed to do. And also another good thing was the day that we left, our families was there. We all came to her house before we actually drove away. Got to spend some time together, said our last goodbyes, you know, all that good stuff. But like I tell them, it wasn't a final goodbye. We would see each other again, but this is something that we needed to do.
And a lot of people probably don't know why we wanted to
why
get
we wanted to
our
move,
place.
or no, people understood why we wanted to get our own place. Not many people would understand why we wanted to choose Atlanta, or why we wanted to move to Vegas, or why we went to California, period, when everything that we know is in California. But we just wanted to grow. We want to grow together, have different life experiences, and just, you know, forward movement.
I feel like you don't really know a person until you have to live with them.
Yeah, everybody says
that.
that.
So I feel like that was an important thing
but I think we already know each other pretty well, but we definitely got a way better understanding of one another now that we have been living together for a while. Because little people they know is that we've been living together. What's what I'm looking for? We've been living together longer than we was together in California.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I think California was together for like a few months, then we moved together. So we've been living together for a while compared to us just being together.
But I think it helped a lot.
It helped us. It helped our relationship.
And we're way more we were already mature, but now we're really mature. Like nobody would really even know our age because of how we do things.
And definitely not saying that we know it all.
No, not at all. But we had to learn it.
We had to learn a lot on our own. But as far as us telling everybody that we were leaving, family was very supportive because they also understood that this was something we were going to do for us.
Well, my family, they didn't really have anything to say. I feel like they just were sitting back and watching how it went.
Yeah, or to see if it really was going to happen.
If it was going to happen,
if we were just talking.
And like I said, a lot of people really depend on their parents' help. We didn't really do that, nor did we even have time to do that. So we kind of just figured it out.
Yeah.
Which I'm still happy about.
Very happy being out here. I'm telling you, it's been blessings and it's been beautiful since we've been out here. The life experience we've gained for the short time that we've been out here. Us getting a better understanding of each other as a couple, individually, learning every day, growing every day. It's been nothing but blessings, and continue to thank God for the opportunity to be able to come out here and how everything came into play. And almost just felt like fate, how everything came full circle.
And a lot of
in that month of March.
They feel like when it do get hard, well, I just want to move back. I just want to go back to my family. I don't feel like that.
Nah.
I still wouldn't trade moving out for anything. I would not
when
move back.
When times do get hard, we got each other to lean on. Because my family and hers are still in California. So when times get hard, we lean on each other. And then manufacturers created an iPhone, which is amazing. They got FaceTime. So if things get tough, I need to see my dad or see my mom or she can see her family quickly to get on FaceTime.
Yeah, that's true.
So that is why we moved from California to Atlanta. California is home, but also now Atlanta is home.
And if you guys have anything that we didn't answer already, any questions, then you can always
put them in the comment box. Messages. We're willing to answer any question or any videos you guys want to see. Anything else, we also can do that too.
Yeah. And thank you guys for
watching.
And like, comment, and subscribe.